Being a gay man born in Utah and raised in Montana and Wyoming hasn't been a walk in the park. Though many people across the United States believe that life has changed for gay people, in some parts of the country, that's not the case. I have no memory of the first time someone called me a faggot, but as far back as I can remember, it's been happening. Don't get me wrong, I love the West, and all the things it has to offer, like hiking, fishing, and camping, but I wish that people had different beliefs. High school wasn't easy for me, which led in part to my dropping out when I was 16. I was legally married in Washington, D.C. in August of 2011 and gained 4 beautiful stepchildren that bring joy to every day of my husband and my lives. I can proudly say that I'm the first married gay person to pioneer MSU-Billings policy about financial aid acceptance of married gay couples. In 2008, I met my husband Jeffrey, whom I have now been living with for 5 years, and we've been married for 2. In December of 2008, my husband took me to his company Christmas party. At the time, he was working for one of the largest corporations in America. Less than 2 months later, he was fired from his position for violating the attendance policy. In a hearing to determine if he would be able to receive unemployment benefits, the state of Wyoming, after hearing arguments about his violations of the attendance policy, decided that there were no grounds for his termination. In the last 2 months that he worked for this company, there were countless occurrences of supervisors and co-workers making homophobic comments around and to Jeffrey. In 2009, we relocated to southern Wyoming to seek employment. Jeffrey quickly acquired a job working for the state of Wyoming. A year later, I received a job with the same state agency. Jeffrey filed a harassment claim with the agency against his supervisor because of homophobic comments that he was making that were making Jeffrey very uncomfortable. Despite the fact that Jeffrey had several witnesses that attested to these comments, the agency found that no clear misconduct had taken place. 1 week before my probationary period of 1 year expired, I was terminated and was given no reason as to why. In the year that I had worked there, I had never received any sort of disciplinary action based on my job performance. 1 month before I was fired, I was in a room with some of my coworkers when someone called on the phone. When the phone was answered, I heard a voice from the other side say, "Is that faggot working with you today?" This was not the first time I heard someone make comments like this about me, and it was not the last. The same time that I was fired, Jeffrey was questioned by our employer about our home life and our children. He was then placed on administrative leave and was fired a month later. Despite the setbacks and the hardships my husband and I have faced, we are both now attending college full-time and working full-time as well. We work for the same company here in Billings, and out of all the employers Jeffrey and I have had, our current one has been the best. We were sick and tired of hiding our relationship at work, and while Jeffrey was interviewing for his current job, he was rather frank about our employment past. I was hired by the same company about 1 year later. It has taken me about 8 years to go back to school, but now my life has changed dramatically and I have the confidence and support needed to succeed.